Hello again, everyone. You may wonder what this little lot is doing on my desk. Well, I have a fancy for making, this is for Phil, a birthday card with a cricket reference, shall we say. I don't know where I got these dies from. They may well have been on Amazon or somewhere. I don't know. There's some stumps, some bales, a bat and a ball. But what I thought I would like to do is, I don't know if I'm going to use the bat, we'll see, is to have the ball and have it roll along to hit the stumps. I don't know if I'm going to manage this or not. So this is my thought. When I want to do a spinner. Do they call them a spinner card, I think? So I want the ball to kind of go like this, round and round and round, along this track. I always used to use this to make my tracks. This is an old Stampin' Up! Little sentiment thing, I think, and I used to go along like this to make a long track. But of course, these days there are so many sentiment dies that you could use. I've got lots of different lengths of them, but I thought if I use, this is a 5x7 card, if I did it kind of like this, might be able to get the ball to actually hit the stumps. I won't get the stumps to move. It's going to have to be fixed, but you know, you get the idea. So what I want to do on my front panel, I want to divide it into two parts of grass and sky. And I came across this. It's the only long die that I've got that looks a little bit kind of rippled, so it's as if it could be grass. So I'm going to cut the card through with this die. So let me just do that. So now I want the bottom bit green and the top bit blue. But because I'm going to cut a hole into that with this, the card beneath it is going to show as well. So I've got another bit here that I'm going to be able to put a tiny bit behind so that, you know, that shows through the track, as it were. So what do? Do I cut this first and then colour? I think I will, because then the insides of that will get coloured as well, won't they? So let me cut my track out. I don't know if this is going to work. I really don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. Time will tell. Just put that there. Hope that's going to give enough room for the actual stumps. I don't know if folks in America understand about cricket, but my husband is a really keen watcher these days. I cut that down just a tad. Where's my trimmer? Just cut it down just a little bit so that it fits behind. Just cut a bit off the end, okay. Does that fit behind? Yes, that's fine. Okay. Right, now I'm going to colour these bits green, and the top bit I'm going to colour blue for the sky. And I think I'm going to use Distress Oxides. I've got a couple here. I've got Mowed Lawn, which is an apt colour for the cricket pitch, and Speckled Egg for the sky. So this is just a piece of copy paper that I ran through a laminating pouch. So that's going to be green. So let's just see. Some ink, some water, and let's just give it a dabble. What I may do afterwards is just stamp with the same colour a little bit of grass. Don't necessarily want it to be absolutely even. Just want it covered with colour. Really job. Are we nearly on? Not quite. Okay. We're getting there. Okay. And this bit as well. May need a bit more ink, I think. Drop more water. And we'll get this all dabbled as well. There we go. I think what I will do a little bit of, keep my little glass stamp in very handy in my drawer. This is such fun. It's a bit there, that's a bit white. Let's just get it green. There we go. I think it's pretty much green now. Okay. And that will go behind like that. Oh, I can see a bit of white there. Let me just get that done. I think that'll be okay. Right, I'll put those on one side to dry. Let's wipe off this. Right, now we'll do the sky. Pop that in the bin. So for the sky, I'm going to use Speckled Egg. And I think I may well use a blending brush for this. I may put a bit of something else on afterwards, but we will see. This is on my scrapbook.com grip mat. And as you can see, my ink pad is not moving in the slightest. Let's just see. I think I might fancy doing this. No, I don't like the look of that. I'm going to do what I did with the grass and get a bit more ink on. So let's have this and we'll just dabble it. Pretty. There's a hint of green as well coming through from probably what is the remnants that were left on the mat, and it looks quite nice. I think that will do. Okay, just leave that as is and leave that to dry too. Okay, now I'll pop this, just give it a quick wipe and then I'll pop it away. Okay, now I need to do the mechanism for this slider, the spinner part, and I also need to colour in my bits and pieces. So what I've done is this. I have cut 2 lots of stumps and stacked them. I have cut 2 lots of bales and stacked those. I've got green fingers. I cut 2 bats. It didn't have a splice, this bat, and that kind of bothered me. So the top layer I cut with a splice so I can put a slightly different colour for the handle part to the actual bat part. I've cut 2 balls and I've stuck those together. These are my spinner elements here. So let's just get on and do a bit of colouring of this. Right. First of all, let's do the handle. This is the grip for the handle. So I cut an extra one and I'm going to put that over the top because the wood is bound with thread And then there's often a rubberized grip that goes over the top of that. So here we go. Let's choose a colour for the top part of the bat. Let's have E160 just for the sake of it. Here it is, E160. I'm just going to colour the whole 9 yards. Including down the splice. That wasn't in part of the die. I just kind of did that because I felt like it. So I'll colour the whole of this one. I want a slightly lighter colour for the bat itself. What was that one? 160. E160. I think I'll have E010 or 01. Excellent. So I'll just cover all of this with this. That's the bottom layer. Just any bits showing around the outside. This is the bat. Slightly lighter than the handle. I want to have some marks on it, as if a ball has hit it, and the balls are red. Doesn't look too authentic. Needs a bit of dirt looking, you know, as if it's bashed a bit. Perhaps I'll put a bit of the darker thing on as well as a bit of shading. I don't want it to look pristine. I don't want it to look as if it's kind of straight out of the bag. Okay, that will do. Right, let's just stick this together. We will put we'll put this onto here. I don't even know if I'm going to fit this on actually, because I don't, the stumps are the important part. We'll put the handle in like this. It would have names on it as well. It would have advertising stuff on it, on a real bat, so everybody can see the make. And the grip, I'm going to do black. Just do it. I'll put a bit of deep grey in as well, just to add a bit of, doesn't look a lot different, does it really? Okay, that will do. Let's turn it over and then I can put some glue on the back. There we go. There we go. There's the bat. Okay, bat's ready for going. Ready to go. Now, the ball is going to be a nice red. Okay, let's try. Normally I would put the shading on one side, but because this ball's going to be rotating, we hope, I'm just going to put it around, just put it around the edge. I'll actually give the seams a bit of a deepener as well. That's the 170, I didn't want that, I wanted the 180. That's the one. That's better. There we go. That'll do for the ball. The bails, I'm going to do a similar colour to the bat. I think I'll use the deeper of the two, which is 160, I think. Yes, certainly is. Let's do the bails. Not the bails, the stumps. They can be any colour these days. They have them lighting up and they've got cameras in them and microphones in them and goodness knows what. I think I'll put a little bit of kind of dirt stuff around the bottom because they go into the earth, don't they? Just smooth that out. And I'll put a little bit of the shading across the fancy bits where it's just a bit ridged. Right, and I'll just smooth that in a bit with this other one. Just make them look like they're a bit. I'll just do a bit of shading on. I think I can't do the edge very well. I'll do it with the fat one better. Just at one side. Make them just look a bit more authentic. There we go. Right, so there's my stumps. There's my bat. There's my ball. I think we're going to almost be in business. Right, what I need to do is to join these two pieces back together. So let's get that out of the way. Just going to use a bit of sticky tape. I'm going to put it along one side like that, and then I'm going to put the other side up to it to make it fit. There we go. And we'll cut off the excess. Let me make this and just see what happens first of all. To be able to do this, what we have to do is to stick one coin onto the back of the object that we want to spin. Then we have to have something to join these two together to keep them a little way apart. And what I tend to use is foam tape. So I can take this foam tape, get a bit of paper that's non-stick. This is off my card labels. Just put it on the back so that I can actually punch out a circle. Either punch one or die cut one. Let's try punching one first. Where's my punch? Here it is. Right. Let's just see. This may not be large enough. We'll see. And did it go flying? Yes, it did. Don't know where it went. I think it's down there. I'll do another one. I'll try and hold on to it this time. It should have gone into the little container underneath, which the flap was open, so it went flying. It should be in here. There it is. Right. Not sure if this might be a bit small. It depends on the size of the... That would go in that, wouldn't it? That would go in that one. If I got a large, I can probably use this if I use a larger bit of foam tape, and it needs to be round because it's going to roll. So what have I got that I can, let's have a look. That should do it. Okay. Oh, you try anything once, don't you, really? Let's put a bit more of this non-stick stuff on, and then I can have to put it through my die cutting machine. Okay. Right. What did I do with the circle? There. Okay, let's just see if we can do it. Oh, dear me. Such a long time since I made one of these things. I think I took a tiny snippet of video donkeys years ago and of a spinner card that I made, and that was my first, you know, foray into YouTube. Let's just see. May have flattened it completely. Let's see. I don't want to lose that. I'll put that up there out of the way. Let's just see. Here's my, what if it will pop up again? It's very flat now and been squished a bit. Perhaps I could, that's not going to work because it's not round. How else could I do it? Do I have another punch that's a bit bigger? A punch is better because it doesn't get flattened. What's this here? Oh, look, that might work, mightn't it? Let's try this. Another bit of this. Let's try. If I can get it in, it's a bit fat. Oh, goodness. All these things conspiring against you. I think you can actually buy circles that are already punched. I don't believe, a foam tape kind of thing. I don't believe I've actually got any. I wonder if that will go in here. There we go. This is a bit of foam sheet. Didn't work. I'm trying to cut out a rainbow. Right, let me stick that onto the... No, this goes between the two coins. In the centre, between the two coins. That worked. Okay, let's get these. These are two old halfpenny pieces. Halfpenny pieces. Right, one of them goes onto the ball. So I'm going to stick that with a glue dot. Okay. So I've got a nice sandwich here. Goodness me. Oh dear, the things I do. Right, stick that down to the ball. So we have our ball, and we have this, and we put it into the row, and it's supposed to roll. It will go, but it needs to roll, so I need to get it kind of going. I think the size is just make this a bit, I'm going to push it in just a bit small, just a bit further, just to make it a bit. What I think I may do actually is put a little bit of talc on, because the edge of that may be a little sticky, which is maybe why it's sticking to that. Let's hope my husband will get that one. Yes, he did. Good old Phil. Right, this is just my anti-static tool. Let's see if that's done any effect. Right. Just saying, put this in here. I'm going to have to stop the telephone call, obviously, for me. Well, I'm back, and I just need to now to start organising the assembly of this. So there's my ball, and it does roll along the track. The little bit of compression and the little bits of the anti-static powder has helped it to roll. So now I need to put some double-sided tape on the back of this, and I don't want to hamper the journey of that around here. So I need to put some narrow stuff on, I think. So here's my roll of narrow foam tape. I'm hoping it's going to be deep enough. Put a piece along there. We'll have some going along here. We'll have a piece going all the way along there. Likewise at this side. Any old coins you can use for this. I say these are old halfpenny coins from, I don't remember when they became obsolete, but I found them in the bottom of a drawer. So sometimes if I've been to foreign countries, I have a bit of change left over, and I've often used those kinds of things. I just give this a bit more support by some more strips of foam tape. I'm just wondering if it's going to be thick enough. It's got to clear the back of the card. I think I may, looking at the thickness of this, I'll try it and just see. Let's just see. If I put that down just like that. Oh, it'll still do. Right, if it's all stuck down. Yeah, I think it will. I think we're okay. Don't need to put a second layer. Right. Now, that goes on there like that. This piece has got to be stuck underneath just to fill in that kind of gap. So I can actually put that over there onto that, can't I? Let's do that. This is silly, isn't it, really? Actually, I was thinking I'd put a piece over that join. I will do a bit more there. I just want to reinforce that, I think. There. That feels better. Right. Let's just carry on a minute. Take that one off. We'll take this one down a little bit. Right, now which is the right way up? That's the right way up. Pop that over there like that. Perhaps I think it'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. Okay, let's just pop. We can put all of this onto the front. And then I'm just going to probably do a computer sentiment. Just happy birthday, Phil. Or words to that effect. And pop that into any gap that I might have. Just something so I've got a bit of slideability. Need some on here in any case. Right. Let's see. I think that will do it. Now we're going to put these stumps on. I think what I may do is put a bit of crystal glaze onto that to make it shiny, because the balls are shiny. Right, bit of glue onto a stump. We'll put one right there. We'll put one as if it's a bit, you know, bit of perspective, shall we think? Okay. And then we'll have one that's being sent flying like this. When it comes into it, about like that. Right, let's put it at a funny angle, and then we can, I haven't coloured the bails, have I, to do that? Oh, let's just colour these bails. Normally these are in bits, actually. It's not one big long piece like this. They're in several pieces, but we won't worry about it. Okay. Now, is there room for a bat? I don't know if there is room for the bat, do you? I think that'll do. I'll just put happy birthday, Phil. We'll do that there. That'll do. I can't put this in the path of the ball, otherwise it will stop the ball from rolling. I've got to make sure that when that's kind of there, it's not in the way. I'll put a message there. Right, what I'm going to do is to put some crystal glaze on the ball. Doesn't feel like there's much left in here. I haven't used it for a long time. We'll leave this to dry. There we go. I don't think I've put any on there. Right, I just need to make a sentiment, and I will be back.